Hi guys, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I felt a stirring in my spirit to share this with you guys, which is about like prayer. It's about prayer. It's about how to know that you prayed right, and to really understand that prayer is how we communicate to God. And once you start to practice prayer more, um, the more fluent you will be in it, um, because it is like a language. And so, if you experience these things after you pray, then you did it right. Okay. So when you open your eyes, the light hitting everything around you will look different. Your environment will look different compared to how it did before you started praying. So like the light will just hit everything in your house, like the plants, like if you're outside, the sun will just look different. And you will immediately, you'll just feel like elevated. You'll just feel like this sense of elevation. And then you will feel less stressed. You will feel relieved. You will feel blessed to be where you are, even if you're in the midst of chaos, destruction, if you're like in poverty. You will immediately just feel elevated. You will feel relieved. You will feel blessed. You will feel blessed. And in the midst of that, you will also feel a renewing in your spirit that'll help you to receive strategies from God a lot clearer. And uh, and your mind will be renewed. So you will know that God is with you. During the prayer, you will know that God is with you when you start to notice that you're smiling. You're smiling during prayer. You're maybe starting to like rock a little bit. Your body is naturally rocking. Like you're not forcing yourself at all to rock. Your body's literally just swaying naturally, and it can be from front to back, side to side. Some people do it in circles. And it should feel like a blanket. Like you will feel this comfort. You will feel this warmth. Like your body will just feel so warm. You'll feel like God is hugging you. You're just going to feel like this incredible comfort. And then also during your prayer, I'm not sure if this is for everybody, but I wrote you should feel a shock wave, a chill, or some type of sudden quick movement or jolt in your body. Specifically like in your spine. And this is just what I feel when I pray. I I'll feel it multiple times during my prayer, and that's when I know that I'm hitting something spot on. That's when I know that I'm hitting something that God is trying to speak to me about. That's when I know that I'm confirming something, like something is happening. There's like a confirmation coming from God. Um, and it will mean direction, order, or a confirmation. And so again, like I'm not sure if everybody feels that jolt, but for me, that's what I feel. I have heard a couple other people like online saying that they feel that kind of sensation. So I was like, okay, I'm not the only one. Um, and then, but yeah, I'm not sure if that's for everybody. Um, but these are the signs that I wrote down. So, again, just to summarize, everything around you will look different. Everything around you will be lit up in a different kind of aura. And you will be renewed in the spirit. Immediately, you will feel relieved, refreshed, less stressed. You will feel whole, and your spirit will be renewed. Your mind will be renewed. Um, you will you will know that you're being carried by God. Like your faith should immediately be increased. Um, and it should feel like a blanket. You'll feel warm sensations. You'll be rocking naturally back and forth. And then experiencing shock waves or jolts in your body. Um, Another thing that I wanted to mention is to really listen to your body when you get something, when like you receive some kind of message, like if you receive some kind of clarity or some kind of guidance, or like God is trying to get you to do something in that moment, really listen to your body. And are you feeling confirmation in your ankles, in your wrists, in your spine, in your neck? Like where is your body starting to like get like extra sensation? Like what part of your body do you feel the most as you are receiving those kinds of messages, right, from God? And then another thing I wanted to mention is that if you are super new to this, if you're super new to praying, maybe you're like trying to pray, but you feel awkward, you feel uncomfortable, you feel like you don't want to get on your knees. By the way, you don't have to get on your knees, okay? Like for me, I don't like to get on my knees all the time because my knees, I they're not like that strong. So like I have to really be careful with my knees with like what I do, because I used to run a lot. And so for me, like honestly, standing up is what really I feel like I get really good communication with God when I'm standing up. And that's not for everybody. Some people like to sit on the floor, on their butt, like cross-legged. Some people like to lay down on their back. Some people like to stand up like I do. Some people like to get on their knees. You know, it really just is unique to you, however you feel like you're getting the most clarity and communication with God. However you feel like the barrier is being broken, then that is what is going to work for you. So really just like test everything out and pay attention to what you feel the most comfortable with. And like what also is getting you the most results the quickest, okay? Because like you should be getting results quick. And like if you're praying for something and you've been praying for that one thing for like years, it's not in God's will. Okay, I just have to say that, like, it's not in God's will. It's probably I'm not even gonna go there, but it's probably not in His will, because these like these things should be happening quickly, you know. And then another thing I wanted to mention as well, that if you're really new to prayer and you're just like, I don't even know what to say, I don't know how to speak, you could start writing. You could just like go get a journal. I suggest getting a fresh journal and using that journal strictly for prayer entries, and just like write letters to God. That's how I started. I started because like I didn't grow up praying. You know, my family is Catholic and my grandparents pray, but like I was never taught how to pray. I was never taught the importance of praying. And then when I started my walk with God and really just like being curious about Him, I started writing in my journal, and I was just writing letters to God, literally putting His name, God, blah, 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 da, 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 like, help me with this, deliver me from this. God, I'm feeling this way. God, this is really hurting me. I don't know what to do in this situation. God, all of these like different things. I was just like pouring my heart out on paper and specifically writing his name and then saying like in Jesus' name, amen, and like doodling little like sweet, cute stuff all over the paper, like just making it like my own. And then eventually I started to pray. I started to like be more vocal to God, and you will you'll find your kind of like momentum, you know, and eventually you'll become more comfortable. Eventually you'll just like all of a sudden start praying during the day, like anywhere at any time during the day. You could just feel like this urge in your spirit to pray and just do it. Like, you know, I just encourage you to be brave and courageous, because like it's a beautiful thing to pray. It really is. And when you become more comfortable with praying, the more that you start to realize how beautiful it really is, because you're communicating with God, the creator of all things good, the creator of all things life, living, and another thing I wanted to mention too before we close out is prayer hands. Like you don't always have to, I'm holding my phone with my other hand, but like you don't always have to pray with prayer hands. For me, like sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. Honestly, like I feel like I don't really get the best prayer out with my prayer hands. It just kind of like, I don't know, just something about it. It doesn't really like work with me. But like for some people it does, and some people they pray like this. Some people they pray like that. And like, there's gurus out there who are like, oh, you're supposed to pray like this because it like sends like a certain kind of shockwave to the universe, blah, blah, blah. Look, whatever works for you is like what you need to stick with. Okay? Because if you're feeling like your prayers are coming to pass and they're manifesting quickly and you're praying like this, then stay praying like that. So whatever works for you guys. And I believe that that's all I wanted to say. Again, I felt like this urge in my spirit to speak about this. I feel like a lot of people are confused about prayer. I feel like a lot of people are embarrassed about prayer. I know that like way before I started walking with God, and like I was embarrassed. I was like, what is that? Like that's dorky. Like all of these things. Like honestly, I thought like religion was like really dorky, and that was just like a part of my process. So that's all that I need to say right now. Thank you so much for listening. If you liked anything in this video, then give it a thumbs up. If you agree with anything in this video, then give it a thumbs up. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you feel like you are interested in more things that God is trying to communicate through me to you, then subscribe. And I'll see you all later. Have a great weekend. Bye.